Wileen Lafoy tonight, a feature report on the dance corps at the Charlottetown Summer Festival.
In its 25th year, the Charlottetown Festival can look back on many accomplishments. For one thing, it's the home of the famous musical Anne of Green Gables. And it's one of the few places in Canada where full-scale Canadian musicals are still mounted. Over the years, it's also earned a reputation as a place that attracts some of the finest dancers in the country and gives them an opportunity to strut their stuff. Tonight, we turn our spotlight on the dancers at the Charlottetown Festival. When they step on stage, they move together like a well-oiled machine. It's so slick, so smooth, so seemingly effortless. These dancers are some of the best in Canada, a dozen selected from more than 1,000 who audition. They have to sing, they have to dance, and they have to be a quick study. But it's not just skill the festival is looking for. To make it as a dancer here, you also need a sparkling personality. You have to be committed to dance as a career, and you can't be afraid of hard work.
We usually get here around 9, but rehearsals start from 10 to 6 every day. And it gets really exhausting. It's start, stop, start, stop. So your body goes through a lot of warming up and cooling down, and that's hard on your muscles and stuff. So it gets really, really tiring and exhausting. By the end of the day, we're ready to go home. You know, by the end of the week, we're ready for our day off.
To get up seems sometimes a monumental job, especially if you've been dancing really, really heavily, and then you have a long break and you have to get up. But it's part of the business. You accept that when you accept the contract. You accept the fact that this is your responsibility, this is what it's going to be like, this is what you want to do. No one forces you to sign the dotted line.
It's something inside you that pushes you to work hard. Lazy dancers don't make it. You have to have stamina, and you have to have a real desire to want to be the best. Even though you may never be the best, if you have those qualities of knowing that you can be one of the best, then you're going to stand out and you're going to get work. And that's just going to keep making everything worthwhile.
There's no halfway. You have to know that that's what you want and then go after it. And there's a lot of people out there that are not working, that deserve to be working. So it's always a privilege, and you always have to remember that there's always someone out there that could do your job just as well as you.
Very West Side Story. It sounds like that in the music. It'll sound a lot less like that when we get the real orchestrations. So instead of all the little finger snaps that you hear, those will all be pots and pans. So you'll hear, koom, ch, tink, boom.
This is where the hard work begins, day one of rehearsals. The production is Encore, a retrospective of festival shows from the past 24 years. Max Reimer is the choreographer.
Okay, try that again. There's 56 numbers in the show, and there are about 8 major dances. So you can imagine, I'm right now a little overwhelmed and a little nervous about the huge quantity of work, but it's exciting. You go a little back thrown attitude into the teeth of the person behind you. Okay, there. Step here, cross there. You're in rotary, in preparation for a little kick layout. Kick down. Often dancers fill in a sort of a secondary capacity in some major musicals. At Charlottetown, though, that's never been the way. Alan Lund, who preceded Walter Learning, was very anxious to feature his dancers. Walter has been very anxious that I give the dancers full reign. So the Charlottetown Festival is a little bit unique in that manner. Dancers, I think, get to do a lot more, get to be featured a lot more heavily and challenged a lot more than they would in more standard style musicals. 1 and 2, 3, 4, stop.
With this group, they're so very good. They can do almost anything I can dream up. So I have to be ahead of it a little bit. I do some preparation, but I really have to wait and see them actually in the room to know what to do with them.
Try that. Why don't we do that? Why don't we bring you on that way? That would be a nice way to get you on.
I always try to have it be precise, and there's sometimes the fun of doing something absolutely correctly. But there's other times where I like to leave a lot of expression and a lot of openness in the choreography so that they can really feel like today I danced it. Today was great, and a little bit of freedom in the movement. Double turn, rocks. Okay.
And so it goes, building step after step. In all, it takes thousands of steps to pull a show together, each one painstakingly rehearsed until it all looks effortless.
We spend a great many hours making it effortless. I mean, it's one of those things. You do it again and again. Repetition makes the memory begin to work all by itself, so that when you get out there, hopefully it is there for you.
Step, dishwasher, step, dishwasher, step, turn, and land.
This is Susan Lehman's second year at the festival. She's an experienced dancer from Toronto who has earned her stripes. As dance captain, it's Susan's job to keep an eye on the other dancers, to make sure they know the material and that they perform it well.
You can actually make it by one, which is great.
If you're right on top of it, if you're physically on top of it, if you're really in good form, it's a wonderful feeling of everything coming together. You have the orchestra, you have everyone with you, the energy is very strong, the commitment is there. And then it's a pure feeling of giving. There's no thought about what it is you're doing and what's coming next and who I'm with and am I in line, because you just know exactly where your spot is and what you're doing. All of those little things just fall into place, but you have to work hard to get everything to be there at the right time.
That was it there, okay? This guy.
Last year, Jennifer Copping of Vancouver came on the scene as the youngest dancer ever at the festival. Then she was just 16. Now she's back for her second season. Over the years, this place has been a fertile training ground for many up-and-coming young dancers like Jennifer.
Yes, girls? Good. Okay. Good.
It's great. It really is. I'm really glad that I've started already with this, because I know that's what I want to do. A lot of people my age that I've been to school with are, you know, maybe I'll go to university, maybe I'll take a few years, maybe I'll travel, but they don't really know what they want to do. And that's fine, but when you've grown up with dancing and with being on stage and having people, it's just like your life energy, sort of, you know. You know what you want and you go for it, and there's always a reward.
Steve Girardi is another young Vancouverite. He's 19 and he's making his festival debut. Steve says sometimes it all seems too good to be real.
I get vocal training, I get acting, I get dancing, and other members of the company are gymnasts, so I'm going to be learning gymnastics, and I'm doing all this, and at the same time I'm getting paid for it. So, I mean, you can't beat it, right? It's like you're getting 3 or 4 different, you know, things you're training from, which you normally have to pay for, but you're getting paid for it. So, you know, it's experience, you know, and that's you need experience, otherwise nobody will hire you.
We recognize the fact that we use young dancers in our festival, and we feel very responsible to dedicating programs of training to these people so that their careers will go on. And you look, this has been very successful when you consider how many people have come through here and gone on to wonderful careers. So that's the tradition we're maintaining.
In its 25th season, the Charlottetown Festival is maintaining its strong dance tradition. Here, some of the finest dancers from across Canada get the chance to put their talent front and center. Their days at the festival are special ones, and the joy of dancing here is a feeling they'll never forget. For Compass, I'm Wileen Lefroy.